Part 1. Presidential Playoffs. Dan Brown made a video where he talked about how the debates are covered in a way very similar to sports.
There are some very serious, clear, straightforward parallels between the way that we approach sports and the way that we approach politics here in the United States, and I'm not entirely sure that approaching politics in the same way that we approach sports is the smartest way to approach politics.
And I think that's very true, but I first want to mention that I don't think it's so much a problem in the viewers as in the debates themselves. The debates take place very close to the election, and although the news seems to want to focus more on the undecided voters, I think at this point there are more decided voters. So with something like these debates, people already know who they want to do better, which I think is what gives it more of that sports feel. At this point, I think what the candidates really want to do is not so much convince people that they're better than the other candidate, as get people excited so that they go vote and spread the word. If the debates were earlier, back when there were more undecided voters, I think it would be a very different atmosphere. I do want to say, though, I don't think the debates should matter so much. Being president is not about arguing with people, it's about making good decisions. Also, Dan mentioned that he thought something like vlog-type debates could be interesting.
What I love about the medium of video blogging is you can't interrupt each other. You have time to actually write out and fully formulate your ideas.
And it could be, but I think that would quickly turn into something that's already happening.
President Obama used his healthcare plan to declare war on religion, forcing religious institutions to go against their faith. Mitt Romney believes that's wrong.
Even the Detroit News criticized Romney for his wrong-headedness on the bailout. President Obama took a stand for American jobs.
So, if done well, I think that could be a great idea, but I don't think it would be done well.
This is kind of an open-ended topic, so feel free to take it in which way you want to take it.
Okay, I'm going to expand this. Things I think should change with our presidential elections. Number 1 was the debates, and number 2, electoral college. Now, Dan has said that if we were to end the electoral college system, we'd need to think about it a lot more.
I don't think that we're carefully considering how exactly this would change the way that candidates campaign, and how that would change America.
And yes, we would. We'd need to think about how it would change the elections and campaigning, and think about the problems it could cause, and try to find solutions, and then end it as soon as possible. America is a collection of states, but even more, it is a collection of people, and the people should vote, not the states. Part 3. Voting age. I may be a bit biased based on my age, but I think the voting age should be lowered to 16. Again, America is a collection of people. It's not a collection of mature and intelligent people, it's just a collection of people. And immature people are still a part of our country, even if sometimes we wish they weren't. Our government affects them, it affects the young people, and once the young people get older, they're no longer qualified to speak for the young people, so I think young people should be able to vote. 18 is a transitioning age, they're switching from high school to college, or whatever they're doing with the rest of their lives. And that doesn't seem like a good time to throw in the added voting responsibility. 16-year-olds are on the older side of the high school age, which means they're not way too young, but they're young enough to represent the other younger people. And the young people that don't really care that much, which I think are the ones we're worried about letting vote, I think just wouldn't vote. And finally, part 4. The two-party system. Some people vote just based on their party, which is problematic, because then we get candidates just saying what most of their party believes. Even though, often, people have some beliefs on one side and some on another. But those people would never get elected because they're just not stereotypical enough. So those are 4 of my problems with the elections. I'm sure there will be people who disagree, so tell me why if you do, and goodbye.